watching PM get his head round stats is awful. He finds relative and absolute risk almost impossible to understand. Page 124. PM struggled with whole concept of doubling times, just couldn't get it. And then just two more, please. Page 167. Going through the PM graph, talked PM through the graphs. It's difficult. He asks questions like, which line is the dark red one? Is he colourblind? The message that we get from these repeated entries appears to describe something, at least as far as the Prime Minister is concerned, more serious. A repeated failure to understand graphs, scientific concepts and so on, forgetting things that had been explained to him only a few hours earlier repeatedly. Was there a more serious problem with him than that which you describe in the witness statement?
Well, I think I'm right in saying that the Prime Minister at the time gave up science when he was 15. And I think he'd be the first to admit it wasn't his forte. Struggled with some of the concepts, and we did need to repeat them often. That's with the Prime Minister at the time, but it was hard work sometimes to try and make sure that he had understood what a particular graph or piece of data was saying, where there were certain things that would catch his eye and would work for him, and other things that wouldn't work for him. So there were ways of presenting the data that allowed him to get better access than others.
Mr. Johnson, it hardly needs saying, was the man who was making decisions that had incredibly broad impacts on the whole country. And it was critical, was it not, that he did understand the advice that he was being given?
Yes.
As you say, use particular techniques or tags to help him understand matters. Was it ever the case that you had the impression that despite repeating things or despite explaining things in a particular way, he actually had completely misunderstood some of the advice that you'd given him?
It's possible, but I think certainly when I left a meeting, I would usually be persuaded that we had got him to understand what it was we were trying to say. But as one of the extracts showed, you put up there that 6 hours later he might not have remembered what was in that presentation. So I can't be sure that he kept it in his mind all the time as he was going into whatever the subsequent meetings were that designed policy.